In 1982, Nissan was still Datsun, and their entry-level cars were sold under the 210 label. You could get a coupe, sedan, wagon, or stylish hatchback, and I think most people would agree that of those four, the hatchback in Regal Mist Metallic was the best looking of all. Who doesn't like a red car with a black interior? It's amazing what 40 years can do to a car or its owner. My Datsun 210 was packed away in my mom's garage in 1995, and it sat there for most of the time since. Every few years, I'd find a burst of energy or interest in the car, and I'd fix a little bit of rust, do some body work, maybe give the mechanicals a little attention, but it was never quite roadworthy, until last fall.
Oh yeah! So, what do you think? So what do you think?
It's noisy.
There's still a long list of things that this car needs. The driver's seat is ripped and kind of falling apart. An exhaust system and muffler were added pretty quickly. There's still a lot of rust to repair. And of course, it's missing the passenger side fender. Check out how cool this person looks driving.
Watch out! I think I'm learning to drive again.
Yeah, that's where she learned how to drive. That's the first time she's ever driven this car. It's pretty freaking awesome.
Park it. Just kidding. Remember that one time that I went over, popped the tire
Wow, that was a good
at
memory.
a beer when I was 13.
When I was younger, I was not the best driver. And all around me with this car are reminders of times when I should have been paying more attention or going slower. Or both. Do you know how hard it is to get a speeding ticket in a car with 67 horsepower and an automatic transmission? I was somehow able to, on multiple occasions. And a seeing eye dog as co-pilot would have also been helpful. But that's all in the past, I hope. And now, I just want to fix some of this car's issues. So, I watched a video here on YouTube from someone talking about paintless dent removal. They used boiling water and poured it onto a shallow dent in a quarter panel. After the surface was heated, then they dumped ice water onto it, followed by a very satisfying pop as the body panel sprang back to its original shape. With my fender being off the car, it seemed like the perfect time to give it a try. It looked so easy on TV. I'm really trying to give this a chance to work. It's nearly 2 gallons of boiling water here, so I think it should have heated the fender sufficiently. Maybe the boiling water wasn't hot enough. Maybe the ice water wasn't cold enough. Maybe it was a fake video fix that I watched on YouTube. Or maybe I just did this wrong. Who knows? Out of pure frustration, I decided to try heat from a different source, but still no luck, and I could already tell that this repair would need to be repainted. That's probably as hot as I could make it with what I have around the house or from my garage. Our ice maker was empty by now, and a pitcher of ice water from the fridge was the coldest alternative I could find, and still the dent didn't pop out. So now I think it's time for more traditional methods of fender repair. Yes, I know, this is not the best hammer for the job, but it's what I have. You also have to realize how long it takes to boil 2 gallons of water on a hot plate in your driveway. I'm already about an hour and a half in with this fender with 0 positive results. I think I've actually added to the amount of work needed to fix this dent. But I've come this far already, and I need to show some kind of progress for today. Sanding away the old paint and primer reveals a whole bunch of new little dents, and also some Bondo from a previous repair. But it is getting closer to its original shape, and I'll be using more Bondo on this fender anyway before I'm done. So I think I may actually be moving, finally, in the right direction. At this point, I'm going to call it a day, but these dents still need some more work, and I don't know when I'll be able to work on them again, so I'll just spray a little primer to prevent more rust from developing until then. About a week has gone by, and some new tools from Amazon have arrived. What I have here is the cheapest hammer and dolly set I could find. I checked Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace for used versions, but Amazon was actually cheaper. I've watched a lot of YouTube videos on reshaping dented body panels, and I'd like to give it a try. The true masters can smooth out a fender and have it look perfect, even without any filler. For me, I know I'll have to use some Bondo, and I'm sure that my repair will be noticeable. But I'm looking at this as a learning experience. I'm using one of the steel dollies that has a similar curve to the fender, and the hammer has a flatter face. Again, I've never done this before, so the results will be mixed at best. But it's fun to try. The can's instructions say to mix a golf ball size of putty with a pea-sized ball of hardener. Now, Bondo is something I've used before, And I know that it's better to have slightly more hardener than too little. It will set up more quickly, but at least you can sand it. Too little hardener and it will never cure, so you have to scrape or sand all of it off and start over. Bondo is pretty great for a person like me who struggles with having enough patience. 15 or 20 minutes after application, you can start sanding. This is getting closer to the right shape, but I'll still need to add just a little more filler to a few low spots that I'm noticing. It's a process with multiple repetitive steps, but it does go quickly. Not too bad at all. This will be a good stopping point, and I'll cover my work first with a sealer, followed by a high build primer. In hope of hiding any swirl marks left over from sanding, I'll use this tube of glazing and spot putty. I'm applying just a very thin coat, and when it's dry, I'll wet sand later. The spot putty is nice because it also hardens very quickly, which is another bonus for impatient Bob. This is either 240 or 400 grit paper that I'm sanding with. Wet sanding is so nice and oh so satisfying. I'm outside working on my car. It's a sunny Saturday morning. Neighborhood kids are playing nearby, but my favorite part of wet sanding is not having to wear a mask. There's no airborne dust at all, and the super smooth surface left afterwards feels oh so nice. So, why am I wet sanding again? Well, I do like doing it, but it's also because I'm used to wet sanding between every coat of polyurethane when I refinish furniture. It will help the eventual final finish be nice and smooth, but sanding after every coat also gives the next layer something to hold on to. And who doesn't need that?